It's very exciting. And today we are going to the topic of today's discourse is surrender as a spiritual tool. In the previous classes and some of Reverend Tara's discourses, she's been mentioning to allow experiences and allow things to unfold, allowing ourselves to be who we are. And this has just been planting seeds for this discourse. So we need to acknowledge that. And before we even start the discourse, one of the things that we've been contemplating in this sort of Western civilization is the need for teachers. This is just, other people have said in Eastern traditions, you just have a teacher. That's just part of it. And what we're realizing more and more is that it's not, it can be, we don't want to put limitations, but spiritual development is not like a snap thing and you're done. And again, we don't want to put too many qualifications because anything is possible. But for many of us, it is an unfolding, and it does take time in this time and space dimensionality and these kind of limitations, which is, again, like evolving. So, we were reflecting on the value of the teacher, and that the teacher is able to plant those seeds that we'll be sharing today, to plant the seeds that help to open us up and to surrender to the divine. So that's just kind of a side part of something that we've been contemplating about why having a teacher in a lifetime, and maybe many lifetimes, is it's not always easy, because that person does know you and they can show you things that maybe you're kind of ignoring, or just as things start to come up. So, but at the same time, it's all love. It's all completely out of love. So, we were just thinking about this from the Western perspective that a lot of people have. Maybe different religions see like a priest as a spiritual teacher, but from what I understand about churches, the priest can change. It's not necessarily the priest, it's the teachings, which is also true for the teacher and, for example, for the Spirit of the Lotus. The teachings are what is being given. So these are universal, timeless teachings. So it is, but it's, there's just different philosophies in different parts of the world, but who knows how that's evolving. So what is this surrendering? One of the things is the idea of surrendering. And we want to talk about it as a spiritual tool as well. We were taught mindfulness at a very young age, and clearing exercises and different spiritual tools. This is great to have these tools. The tools evolve. The tools evolve and change within us. The tool has been presented to us, and we take it where we're at, and we start using it, we start applying it. And if we stay on the path, the tools will even evolve into this greater, deeper understanding. And this has everything to do with surrendering. If you're given a spiritual tool, and we're going to use the example of mindfulness, and you take this tool, you start applying it in your life, and it can become like a rut. Like, this is how the tool is used every single time. Even with our spiritual tools, in order for them to evolve, in order for us to evolve, like Reverend Tara has been teaching us, we have to allow. And connotations in different cultures have a lot of meaning. Surrendering, the connotation of surrender, again, can have this connotation of giving up. Surrender, wave the white flag, which is kind of true, but it's not to be imprisoned. You know, people say if you wave the white flag, you're going to get imprisoned by the opposing force. Allowing is surrendering, and it has a more positive connotation. You're allowing it. Even though you're allowing it, you could still have that feeling of, okay, I'm not completely giving everything up and losing all control. What is kind of the opposite of surrendering? We're going to use these words. Trying to control. It's not controlling. Because in reality, we can't control anything. So we're using the words trying to control and surrender. Another saying that I'm sure many people have heard is, it's about when you're in the river, let go of the bank and go with the flow. Now, for some people, getting washed down a river is not exactly like a good feeling. You don't necessarily want to see yourself just like, it's the idea, but these ways that we express some of this stuff can be a little bit nerve-wracking. Especially lately, a lot of feelings of not feeling safe are coming up. All of this getting sick, dying, worrying about the state of children, families, worrying about our own families, worrying about financial security, not feeling safe in these areas. This is the perfect opportunity to practice surrendering and allowing. Another spiritual tool that I've seen is clearing. What is clearing without surrender? Clearing without surrendering, without allowing, is is like suppressing the emotions, suppressing the full experience. It's like stopping the bloom in a flower. Some people can surrender in a moment, and of course it depends on what's going on too. Some people, it takes a little bit more time to surrender for the clearing to happen. And surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means allowing the experience, allowing the expression. Really, it's allowing the love, because everything is love. And it is the opposite of trying to control. So fear and safety, this a fear of not being safe is a fear. This fear is an opportunity to surrender to your fears. Do not, clearing the fear by suppressing it is not going to help with the allowance of these energies that are coming in. A flower gets roots. It gets the stem, and eventually it forms a bud. The bud opens in a day when it's ready. And it's like that, it opens. And it trusts this higher self. The higher self is here now. This is also true for things that are not related to fear and safety. To allow this, with this fear and safety, to allow it to talk to you, to fully kind of express itself. It's talking to us. Our bodies are talking to us and telling us what's going on, how are we doing, where are we clinging, what keeps coming up, so that we can allow, so that we can surrender to this experience of life. Surrendering to this experience. This doesn't have to do with becoming a doormat. This doesn't have to do with not doing anything. This has to do with being alive, moving through your days and nights, and having this complete, full experience. When something comes up, we allow it. We allow for it to move. And this multidimensional being that we are can handle it. Because we exist in multiple dimensions, frequencies, time, place, circumstance, everything. This also brings up the past, future. If the past is coming up, past traumas, or whatever they may be, perhaps, and many counselors, psychologists know this, we were not able to experience it fully at that time because we were trying to be surviving or whatever it is, trying to stay alive. And if it keeps coming up right now, you can allow the experience. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Ask for help first and foremost from our guides, holy beings, angels. And this is true if you feel nervous surrendering or letting go of the bank of the river. Ask for help, and you'll be surprised how much help comes in and how easily these things are allowed to move through and bring understanding to us and love. Where it's opening up to the actual love. People say, how could there be love in that? That was horrible. But everything is love. And there is love in that. And we transmute this stuck energy into love. And it opens our hearts. Our hearts are opened. And we can understand. We're filled with compassion, empathy, and love. And we're not saying to try to control experiences, but it's also shifting the perspective. And we're going to use again this analogy of washing down a river. So when I think of letting go of a riverbank, and I think I went whitewater rafting one time and I fell out of the boat, and it was chaotic. It was not like, I'm going with the flow. No, but what we're saying is that if you find yourself having those kind of thoughts and those emotions in the body and experiences in your subconscious mind, surrender to them, accept them, allow them, let them express themselves to you, let them talk to you. And then perhaps, and this is like affirmations type of thing, imagine how fun and how wonderful letting go of the bank and, going with the flow down a river could be. You could be in a raft. It could be a nice, mellow river with shady trees, just this beautiful experience. So it's with all experiences, when the fears come up, this is the opportunity to heal. And it affects everyone. The consciousness in this country and around the world, but it will help to let this evolution occur. It's very hard to evolve when you're it's going to come out anyway. So you could fight it as hard as you can. You could fight the fears, try to clear the fears, ignore them, repel them. And it's not just fears. It could be good experiences as well that we refuse to receive. That we're so bent on keeping things in control. So not only are we, we're maintaining this control feeling, this just relax and trust. All these things are happening for a reason. Clearing, mindfulness is surrender. It's allowing. Allow the experience to unfold. trust your higher guides, your spiritual beings, angels, and don't be afraid to reach out for help to humans. You know, ask for help. If you decide that you're done with certain things, ask for help. And it will arrive. It will be there. So, this is our discourse for the day. And please prepare for deep level meditation.